Hey there guys, Nervous Trading Cards, and today gonna be going over my day 1 deck profile so far into the Vanguard G update. Now there has been a lot of bugs so far, and even Ring's not really working too well right now. But with that being said, we are here. We're gonna show off some decks, some different decks than you might have been thinking about. Because you see, I'm not going into this box more than once, because even though I'd love to, I'm playing this 100% free to play, and I only had like 1,000 gems going in, so I only had like 10 extra packs worth going into this. And the fact that you only get the packs for that month set during that month is the most horrible thing, which is why I lost all motivation to play during last month, which is why the Chronojet Alt Mile videos, even though recorded, I've yet to edit and upload, because I kind of missed the timing on those. I might go back and, I don't know, it's been kind of rough. I've lost a lot of motivation to do a lot of stuff in this, so I kind of just, at the end of Legion Mate, built up all my favorite Legion decks, put them together, so I have Seekers, Deleters, Partition, got them all finished up, you know, so I knew that those decks would still be playable, just not good in comparison to everything else, but they'd still be playable. And so with that being said, that meant if I'm only going to the set once, that means I'm not going to be able to get multiple GRs, which means that I can't really build the G decks properly, because they just didn't give us double rare strikes outside Mystery Flight. They didn't give us a good selection of budget strikes. Now, Gears, even without your Ragnar clocks, you can still use Chronos commands, Mystery Flayers, Lost Ages, and your One of Fate Rider within a box. To make something. You can build a Gear Chronicle deck out of that, but I didn't pull anything for it, and I've only pulled, I think, like 42 or 43 packs in so far, and I've only pulled the one Root Flare. It's the only GR I've pulled so far, so not very helpful. But with that being said, let's go over the 3 decks that I do kind of have, 2 of them actually being built from this first set of G, and the other one being a more fun deck that I finally got to put together properly because of the day 1 G with the universal mats. Oops, did not mean to actually open up the deck builder. I meant to just go to the confirm. Confirm! Alright, so yes, this is the cross build. I pulled one of the cross, went ahead and crafted the other 2 because I pulled an SP Alt Mile and broke that down, plus with the other mats I already had. Just went ahead and crafted the other 2 of the cross, and I'll get the last one from pulling it out of this one of the box. But in the meantime, I am running a second base Overlord in its place. Definitely cannot wait to get to the 4th copy of the cross. It's just very important overall. But the base Overlord, it's still a win con. This card can still just win you games. It's still a really good 1 or 2 of. Regardless, this card will always be good no matter what, unless we get, for some reason, cards that can't be attacked on rear that are intercepts. I don't know. That'd be like the only bad time, but I don't think they would, because that would absolutely break the game. Was there anything else I really wanted to talk about? Because this is pretty much this is pretty close to honestly what your standard you're going to see. You'll see some people run Neo Flame, some people won't. You'll see some people run the Strike, and some people won't. The place they'll run the 12k attackers. Do note that next month Grom will be hit to where it can't be used with the cross, and the cross will be nerfed to where you have to discard 1 in order to use its search ability when you would Legion. So that is something to keep in mind when we're going to rebuild decks. The deck will still be playable, but it will not be nearly as good in the fact that we don't have that free Soul Blast 2 to get some stuff in the drop, as well as the Counter Charge 2, which is the very important thing. Just having that on-demand Counter Charge 2 means that we will be rather limited in that regard. So you really do need to be paying attention to your CB. That's why I already have 4 of the Bellicosti in here, just to get kind of used to that. And yeah, with that being said, that's pretty much it for that build. Then moving on, we have MLB. This is still my favorite deck ever, and it's just a fun little brain dead, I'm going to slap you and hope you die deck. This deck is kind of sacky, but with the buffs that we've gotten this month with Exculpate the Blaster, and the new cards between the Countercharge PG and Starlight Violinist, this feels like a proper deck that can actually win. Out of the 6 games I've had so far with this, I've won 5 of them. I've only lost 1 game with MLB, and yeah, the only issue I'm really having so far is the fact that I want to play a 3rd, but there's just hardly any room, because you really want to play your 4 MLBs, and you want to play at least 3 Gancelot, which I've made a draw, which has actually been very nice that Gancelot's a draw right now, because that means as soon as I get it, I can throw it back without having to worry about me checking heals early. It's just like, oh no, just throw it back, it's fine. If I check it, it's a draw. I mean, So whatever. And of course, playing the 415k shields. Eventually, the E-Salts will become the countercharge heals overall, just because, you know, countercharge heals are good. Whether or not 13th grade 1 is simply an 8k vanilla. You know, it makes 16k columns as violinist, and violinist can call out any of the grade 2s, including one of the 2 Bedivere I have, which is also very helpful, just being a 12k attacker that doesn't need a booster on its own. And so your whole goal is basically just to smack things in the face, knock your opponent up to 5 with Majesty, and then you plop this down and attack your opponent 4 times, because the new buff lets it ride the Blaster Blade to stand, and you draw a card. So you will board wipe them for the CB3 and then get your 3 attacks. So if they're at 5 damage, that means that they have to have 4 defensives or hope for miracles. Really, really solid. I mean, and of course, the thing is, so you will draw into your pieces already a lot, and violence can help you search pieces even more. The only thing you really have a hard time possibly getting is maybe your Majesty. So your Wingle Brave, fortunately, is back to just being a CB1. And so that means that you can use the Wingle to search your Majesty or the Exculpate. If you are your pieces for Majesty, you can search off the Exculpate and then go forward. Most people don't even really realize the potential of Exculpate, so you can win a good chunk of games with it. Like I said, I've won 5 of my 6 games with it so far. It's been really fun. And then I had like one person, as soon as I activated Exculpate, just like quit. Like, I wrote Exculpate and they're like, nah. I mean, I know they were gonna. They actually had a chance to win because they still had 3 heals in their deck, but they were like, nah, this is stupid. I'm not going to die to Exculpate. But this is the 3rd deck that I have now built. I've only played 3 or 4 games with this. I've won all of them, and it's been hilarious. It's been extremely hilarious. And the reason I'm including this in the day 1 decks is because I didn't get to play bugs until the last event that they were a thing. I skipped the first event or 2 with however many events there were. So I built as much as I could, but I didn't have my 4th War Sickle, which is very important because War Sickle works phenomenally in the Stride era. Because you see, whenever you would Stride, you actually Stride in stand or rest depending on your Vanguard's correct state. So that means if they were to just Stride after you paralyze their Vanguard, it would also be rested, which means they have to ride a new card. But if you have, if you paralyze their Vanguard with War Sickle, they have to discard target on top of that. So after you paralyze their Vanguard, if they wish to Stride, they have to discard 1, ride, and then discard for Stride, which can screw over so many strategies. This is a really annoying deck. It's definitely not like a game-winning deck. Like, it's not super strong. You're just annoying your opponent to death in the hopes that you win. Now, I do have one of the Break Ride here. If I can get the Universal Mats together, I'll create a Hercules out of this probably. It'll be kind of whatever. You know, the Break Ride's still a fine 1-up, but it'll be nice to have so all my machining stuff can go out proper better. AKA specifically this card, more than anything, go off more consistently. But this is still just a free board paralyze, so it's fine as a 1-of, and yeah. But this deck, like I said, it's just been hilarious. Just your opponent's having to overcommit resources to be able to play the game properly, and you're just hopefully going to use that as your win con. And now the 4 games I've played, been rather fun. I won them all. And one of them was a rage quit, but yeah. I don't think there's really much else I want to talk about here. Those are the 3 like decks I've messed with. So first on day 1, I've played like 5 games with Lacrosse, 6 games as MLB, and like 4 games with Mega Colony overall. So I got like a decent feel for the decks, but not enough yet to be able to do more. I would have been doing more rank fights already, but the rank fights are kind of down right now. So unfortunately, we are in that position. I guess another thing to talk about really quick. So we did get confirmation that Religious Soul Saver is a triple rare within the upcoming Fires Collection box, and you will get a free box of Fires Collection by completing all the events and doing all the login stuff. That means that you'll get 2 Religious Soul Saver by default. And Religious Soul Saver is a persona, but they actually removed its counterblast cost, so it's just a G persona now for its ability. And since it's a triple rare, and they make triple rare crafting way easier in Zero now with the G update, you can actually go on ahead, and if you are wanting to play MLB or future builds of blasters, you can get your 2 from the box if you're playing during that month, because yet again, that's another thing where you only get the free box or the packs during that month. So that is something you need to be careful for. And but then that means you can just go on ahead and get 2 triple rare crafts and instantly have 4 G units for your blaster deck, and that's what I'm hoping to do. That's what I'm going to do, as well as I'm going to get 1 or 2 Samuels after all this, even if I have to craft them out after the first set, and then we'll see where it goes from there for the G zone. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be building any of the G decks so far, just because they really do need the GRs to function properly, and I'm not spending a penny on this game, and I did not put the time or energy into this to build up tens of thousands of gems to get this first set free to play. And while people are like, oh look, I got this set free to play, ooh, but then you're like, well, what about the next set? Or the set after that? And of course you're not going to be going into every set, but chances are if you're playing a main character set, you're going to get support every 2 to 3 months. And so that's just simply how that's going to be. But with that being said, I don't think there's really much more else to say on the matter. These are just the day 1 decks that I've been playing with. I'm sure this isn't what y'all were expecting. Whenever you see the day 1 decks video, and you might, I wonder if y'all would, what y'all thought about the thumbnail when you see day 1 decks, Generation Stride, and then you just see MLB, the cross, and then like question mark, which will be bugs. But yeah, I wanted to make this video because I definitely been enjoying these these decks so far way more than normal, or way more than I thought I was going to. But that's the thing with G's gameplay. G's gameplay is fun. It's just the fact that they made GRs way too expensive to craft, and then on top of that made it to where we can only get free packs during that month, and then they took away even more of our gems from Global. They basically made it the same as JP. It's way too hard to play as a free to play, and I do not care enough to put that much energy into literally spending every waking moment trying to play this game to get it free to play and not spend a crap load of money on it. But, you know, it's a story for another day. That's enough of the ranting for now. And, yeah, I've definitely enjoyed making this video. It's different, and those are my favorite kind of videos. So, just like everything else where I have a hard time closing out the video, I will do it here. Thank you guys for watching. Keep playing the games you want to play. And as always,
stay tuned for more Card Fight Vanguard from Nerd TCG. Don't forget to like and subscribe.